What's smacking, everybody? I'm Brodie from Boston, and today we're going to be talking about Survivor, Season 40, the penultimate step of the war. One of the weirdest titles I've ever heard, but it's Episode 13, and we just got a lot to talk about. So we're just going to cover it as best as we can, and hopefully I'm going to encourage you guys to comment and let me know what you guys are thinking on some certain situations because I need to know what you guys are thinking, of course. So let's start it off. Basically, Koru, day 29, and actually night 29, and Jeremy gives back the 50-50 coin flip. And that's pretty monumental because he could have possibly still had it if he kept it, but he gave it back to Michelle, and she used it tonight, which was a smart idea because you never know what could happen. But fire crackling at their freaking tribe beach, and Ben's just sitting there. And if anybody knows Ben, he's a Marine, and one time on his previous season, the freaking bamboo was in the fire and it made a super loud popping noise. And this Marine, he must have some type of PTSD or something because this thing set him off and he was just brought him in a very dark place. And I could just see it in his face when the fire was crackling, or I could just be going crazy. And he got up and walked away. I thought that was something that we should just at least talk about real quick. And then something that I want to know about from you, the audience, is the Cops R Us alliance actually going to work? That's question number one. Let's see what you guys think, because I don't know. It's up and down. I have no idea what's going on with these two. They're all over the freaking place. It's just the way this season has been. Okay, Sarah and Tony, they're like this right now, and they come up with a plan. And they talk about Ben. They're like, Ben's our third wheel. Ben's our third rail, and he's a good third wheel to have because he's loyal. And if you actually include him, he's gonna feel like, hey, I'm gonna rock with these till the end. And he's a Marine. He dies with his freaking family. Okay, that's the way they go down. They go down with their family. Okay, but so Sarah comes up with a plan. She's like, if I can somehow sway it into Ben's mind that maybe it was his idea, because when you see somebody make a move in Survivor, ready, it comes down to who came up with it first. That's like the big thing, to make it your move. It's like, was it on your resume? So to make it on your resume, you would have to bring it up first and then somehow get it to all happen. So you gotta figure out the ingredients and then put them all together and actually make it taste good. That's what has to happen. So what Sarah's doing is she's making it seem like this is Ben's move, but in reality, it's really Sarah's move because she's just planting seeds, and these seeds are Sarah's seeds can freaking spread. That's like something. It just grows without even you don't even have to keep an eye on it. Okay, this thing just takes off, and he says, "Why don't we go after Nick?" And he's saying that to Tony, and that's just the way it freaking goes. All right, and then let's talk about this immunity challenge. It's a pretty cool immunity challenge. You got a ball, and you have to throw the ball up like you're shooting a basketball. The ball gets on a ramp, rolls down. As it's rolling down, you have to run and jump over a couple obstacles. Make sure you don't hit your head off any of these bars because I promise you probably could. And then catch the ball at the end. Sorry. And then catch the ball at the end in your hands, and you could see how hard it was because Michelle didn't even catch one ball. Yeah, it was such a cool challenge. And then after all of that, you have to get your two balls under a log, dig in the sand. These challenges are on a beautiful beach, and this beach, like, look at all. That's why Survivor's so cool. It's like you can look at the landscape and be like, wow, that's pretty dope. These people are in their underwear doing a challenge for $2 million. dollars. And it's getting down to the end of the game where $2 million dollars is actual. It's just something you can just see. There's going to be a slide puzzle after the next obstacle where you have to dig and bring your two balls under the log and then solve a slide puzzle. It's a traditional Survivor slide puzzle, and you got Tony whipping these things like he used to do back in Cagayan, and Spencer would just methodically, 2 steps ahead, actually figure it out and do it. So, who's coming out doing good? You got Ben doing good. You got all the guys basically doing good. Because I mean, hey, the guys they're all there. Hand-eye coordination, they got it. So, I absolutely love that. And who just sneaks under the radar and wins it? You got Nick. He just sneaks under the radar, grabs the immunity idol, necklace, and those 2 fire tokens, and wins the challenge. And it was pretty impressive because that's when this fool comes alive, is towards the end. He really turns it on, and like I feel like he really like dims his game down, and then he turns it on at the end when he needs to, or it's just the way luck goes for that guy. In the end, he freaking turns it on because he was basically going home until he had to win this. Ben gets caught kind of in a tough situation with Michelle and Jeremy. He's like, yeah, Jeremy's gonna ask you for your thing, and they were already all over it. So Jeremy and Michelle, they came up, they were like, yo, let's just get rid of Ben. And Jeremy tells Tony, and it's just going crazy. Sarah, Tony, Nick, Ben split votes between Michelle and Jeremy. That's just the coalition of everything, okay? Tribal people begin sharing rough information. This is the first tribal council because this episode looks freaking long. How cool is that? Shoo, we got a lot going on in this episode, but this is just the beginning. Hey. So, so yeah, freaking these people are sharing deep stuff, saying that, oh, when I got home from Survivor, from playing it previously, I didn't trust anybody, or people that I was people who I was working with, co-workers, I did not trust them, family members. That's pretty rough. I mean, Survivor tears people up. Some people come back from Survivor, they're so weightless, and they break down, and it's tough because it's those 39 days, 20 people on Survivor, and it's just, that's the way of Survivor. So you gotta be that at the end who just tears people up and wins the game. Michelle plays the advantage for herself, which was not a bad move. I would have got rid of it too, because everybody knows you got it and they're gonna try to flush it out regardless. So try to make yourself less of a threat right now, and that's your only chance, because you did bring a freaking butter knife to a gunfight. She's not safe. I don't think she's gonna do too well. She's an easy target right now. Okay, so who came down to the votes? I think Michelle got like 2 votes, Ben got 2 votes, and Jeremy got those 3. 1, 2, 3, you're gone. And Jeremy gets voted out, gives his 2 fire tokens to Michelle. And that's that for the first tribal council. Okay, yeah, maybe looks like the setup has changed. Well, that's because I paused the episode and I wanted to finish it another day. So here it is. So you guys basically get a part 2 of this video, and I hope you guys like it. So this part, this is where I'm going to start off, is after the tribal council. And after the tribal council, it's going to be night 31 on Koru Beach. Okay, and Jeremy was just voted out, and it was pretty blindsidey. For sure. Jeremy is pissed. Tony mentions that he's been on the right side of the vote the entire time of this game. And that's true, actually. He really has. He's been really buckling down and pulling off these blind sides left and right, and he's been a main part of them. Michelle and Nick are on the bottom, and I hate to break it to you, Nick, but you're on the bottom. And that's what Michelle's basically telling you, and take her advice because it's actually legit. Michelle brings up Tony. She's like, Tony, he's got to go. That's basically, and that's a good point, because Tony is the front runner of this season, in my opinion. Next, we move on to Edge of Extinction, and Yule brings the scrolls up, and it's a riddle. And I don't know the entire riddle, but I got you a little snip, and it says, sitting proudly on the throne of stone. sitting proudly on the throne of stone. And for some reason, right when that happens, everybody is up and running fast, laughing around, flying. That's just how it's going. Once they figure out there's a challenge, they all just take off, and it's pretty interesting. I think Natalie knew exactly where this was immediately, and she started running directly to it. And the two front runners of the challenge would be Wendell and Natalie, and they were completely out. Wendell, he's a sprinter, that's why, but he's terrible with directions, I guess, and took a left when should have took a right. I don't know. And Natalie, she is a. Can we talk about Natalie real quick? This chick is thick. She is built. She does squats in her sleep, and she can move. Usually, people who are stacked like her, they can't move. This chick got the endurance. She can lift weights and move. And that's a dangerous combination. You can't beat that, ever. So, young kids, if you want to know the secret to being a freak athlete, is you got to be big and you got to be able to move. And yeah, there is some exceptions. So, there's some exceptions, okay? You can't be a small motherfucker. But, those LeBron James type people, those motherfuckers are big and they can dunk all day long, I guess. So yeah, that's just what I'm trying to get to there. All right. So the winner of this challenge gets an advantage or a disadvantage, and this disadvantage is in the form of you got to sell it to somebody who's actually in the game. They choose to sell it to Nick. Why? Because Nick has 6 tokens and he can probably get the other ones. So they say 8 fire tokens, and Nick, you'll be able to place an advantage on anyone you want in this next immunity challenge. And it's going to be 8 fire tokens. If you don't use it, nothing happens, whatever. Just everything disappears and you don't have the option to buy it. And it's anonymous. So the person who's getting this disadvantage has absolutely no idea that this shit's coming out of there. And who does he talk to? He talks to Michelle right away. And Michelle offers to give him the 2 fire tokens because she knows she's on the bottom and this just might be her saving grace. That chick is on fire right now. She is probably, I didn't think she would be able to pull it off, but right now I'm on the Michelle train. I think she is beautiful, and I think she can actually win this game. And that's not what I thought yesterday. And that's when I watched the first part of this episode, and I was like, oh shit, she's not in a good position. But now she's killing it. She's got the fire, and this is the best I've ever seen her. She is beautiful. Okay, immunity challenge. Beautiful beach. Jeff Probst as always, and you got to stack the blocks on a beam. This is the challenge, all right? Okay, you got a bunch of blocks, basically dominoes in a straight line. Everybody has a big long beam that you're stacking these blocks along to. Once you stack them up, you knock them down. It's gonna ding 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 and hit a little bell type pan, and you win the challenge. The disadvantage comes out, and it was pretty interesting because they say you got an extra 30% more of the beam, and then you got 30 more of the dominoes, obviously. So it's just such a disadvantage. And who's it getting placed on? Ben. And it's completely anonymous. Nobody knows who's actually placing it. And it's a freaking bullet, and it hit. It landed. It's a strong bullet, and it landed. And then the winner of this challenge, what do they get? They get the immunity necklace, and then 2 fire tokens. And you're starting to see just how powerful these tokens are towards the end of the season. They are strong. So that's a move. Nick's trying to make a move right there. And it landed, but he was manipulated by Michelle. I feel like Nick, man, when he gets around these girls, he's easily flustered. He's easily manipulated. And I'd be the same way because she's beautiful. Just all right, that's enough. But so yeah, this challenge looks extremely hard. It looks hot. Everybody looks like they're dying, and it hasn't even been that long. You looks like extreme focus, and I forgot. You're going to have an obstacle at your feet. It's basically like a ladder on each side, and you got to high knees. You got to high step it over the bar. If you hit the bar, your whole entire obstacle tilts and you knock down all of your dominoes. If you drop one domino, you got to pick it up, bring it back to your station, and reset. Just that one domino, not reset the whole thing. But that's kind of it, okay? And who clutches it? Ben, Michelle, Tony, all of them are doing great. But who clutches it in the time of need? And I've seen this time and time again. An epic survivor just completely pull it out of their ass and win. And Michelle absolutely crushes it and clutches the dub. She wins it because she did not allow anyone else to win it. Sure. Congratulations to her. Immunity. This is a challenge that has guys and girls in it, and she won. Props to her. Anybody who thought she was a weak challenge player, think again. That chick just literally beat out Nick. She beat out Tony, and that was fair. No advantage. She was on point today, and I absolutely loved it. So good. So good. Okay, so here's something that I was a little confused about. So after this challenge, Denise gives this whole spiel of, I'm heading to the edge. I'm probably going to be the first one out, but I want to leave and have at least a belly of rice. Do we mind doing that? And then I'll give up my high amount of tokens and basically buy a bag of rice to replace it. And when do you ever see Denise, the one who's freaking going like this to people at tribal council? She's always like, yeah, you see that, Jeremy? We got him. And then she did it tonight too. But when do you ever see her giving up? It's pretty interesting. I've never seen her giving up. So do you guys think that was a good move? I don't know. I don't know what happened. That was just that was a lapse of judgment, okay, on her part. What the hell was that? Okay, Nick comes up with probably one of the best ideas that did not work on the season. And he says, dude, we got to get rid of Ben, to Tony. And Tony's like, why? He's like, do you remember on Ben's season? He clutched it and got into the final 3 because he won fire. Tony's like, whoa, I can't make fire ever. And he's like, all right, that's a good idea. We got to do that. And you know how it makes it seem like they're going to do that and then completely something else. It's just the way production makes it seem. Tony's spy shack is open for business. And who does he catch sneaking around? Denise. And that's why his plan on Ben completely just went out the window. He's like, she's coming for me. She's got to go. And he mentions it to Michelle, and he says, hey, we can leave Ben right now and get out Denise. And what a fucking move. What a move, son. Just so crazy. I just started. Give you guys a little break from Survivor real quick. I just put together this awesome setup, and if you're in the comments or something, if you like this video, please hit the like button. You know how much that would make me happy, because it means something's working, and I've been trying real hard to get everything in line just for you. But I got an awesome PC that I just put together. All of this new technology I'm learning and editing software, and it's all coming together. So just bear with me for this learning curve, and it's gonna be worth it. That's a promise. And if you guys like gaming or anything, check some of my stuff out. I'm gonna have Twitch absolutely popping within the next week. My Twitch channel is going to be going. And if you guys want to check that channel out, it's Brodie _from _Boston. And you should be able to find me. Okay, back to the Survivor goodness. 39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor. If Jeff Probst ever wants to retire, you know who I'd love to do that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Nobody could ever take his place. That dude is made of fucking lightning. Okay, you can't catch that. Not even a chance. Tribal Council now. Michelle knows she's on the bottom. And this is the best Michelle I've ever seen. Like I'm going to say, this is Michelle 10.9, 8.6, 19.0 with the new Mac OS software and Ryzen 10 with a GPU that absolutely maxes everything out. You know, overclocking this and overclocking that. This is the best I've ever seen her. She's overclocking it and she's absolutely doing great. Natalie, she's a huge threat. I seen they showed a quick snapshot of Natalie's face. She is drooling, trying to get back into this game. I can see it in her eyes that she knows she can win if she gets back in. She can do it because she's a beast. She's absolutely a beast. She is part of the island. She is part of the extinction. She can't be extinctioned. Try to do that. You can't extinguish her. She's a beast. Okay, now basically we come down to, all right, time for the votes. And the votes come down to any idols? No idols. No idols were played. Bad move. Nick voted out. And now it's left with the final 5. And Edge of Extinction battle is coming up. It's absolutely going to be a smacker of a challenge. And we got scrolls. So it shows you a cool clip of the Edge and scrolls coming in about what you're going to be able to buy, purchase. And let's just cover what Natalie has, because who gives a fuck about what anybody else has? I don't know if anybody can beat her right now. Let's go with it. She's got 14 fire tokens. So what is she going to buy? Peanut butter. That's 1. 3 advantages. 3 advantages. Whew. Pretty sure that's 3 advantages in the challenge to get back into the game. How do you lose that? How do you lose that? She's going to have to step on a nail to lose this, okay? There's going to be a rusty nail in the freaking sand, and that she steps on it and falls and then breaks her arm. And then gets rust in her blood. That's going to be the only way she loses it. 6 fire tokens left after she purchases everything. She has an idol that she previously has, and it's still available, still active. She buys Tyson an idol because apparently they're friends and they're doing just fine. And then they recap the entire season. And a bunch of spoilers. And I don't like spoilers. I hate them. Anybody who tries to spoil or to go into the chat, I hate that. So yeah, nobody try to hit my comments up with spoilers or this, I know this, or blah. I don't want to hear it. And people who podcast about the show and throw this spoilers without giving spoiler heads up and this and that, because I was watching one of Swaggy's and Bailey's podcast. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's like Sway Lee Gang or something. She's great. Her and Swaggy are cool. I like them both. They're good people. Yeah, but during, it turned me off a lot, actually. So watch out. If you guys go there, just be prepared for, they talk about, like, the previews of the next episode. I hate it. And they didn't even give me a heads up. They weren't like, oh, anybody who doesn't know. They were just like, oh, Kayla and Bear hook up. And it was like 2 challenges back. And I was like, come on, man. I didn't want to know that. It just ruins it for me. I hate seeing stuff twice. Let's just watch it once. And if I need to watch it again, I will. So yeah, that's that for the Survivor recap. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If not, no big deal. And I'm so happy you checked out this video, and have a great day. If you guys want to share some of my videos, hit them up, share them down. I'd love that. That'd make my day. If you guys want to subscribe, I'll make it quick and easy. It'll be right here. And then right beside it, be a notification bell. You hit that, you'll literally never miss a new video that I post, and I post them a lot. Now I'm streaming, it's going to get wild. And then if you guys want to see some older content, they'll be over here. Until next time, I'm Brodie from Boston. Everybody stay safe, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.